Keith Barnett, thanks for taking the time. Just went up the road to Wyoming and CSU, and unfortunately, just not enough. It just seems to me this year that everything you're close in just about every set, and then something happens and you end up losing the sets.
Yeah, windy, snowy road. It was closed up until that afternoon trying to get there. So that was good. I was glad that was open. We've been close in a lot of sets, and I think that's the youth experience piece of what it takes to win close sets, of how much effort it takes in those moments, and everything before those moments, all the practices before, time in the weight room over the summer, et cetera. All those things play a role. Rest, recovery, nutrition, throughout the weeks. Academic stressors, et cetera. So we're figuring it out. I think it's a good reminder for what a 30-game season is.
Yeah.
So
you have such talent on this team. If you look at the record at this point, halfway through the Mountain West, you obviously wanted to do better than the record states right now. But in your mind, are you making improvements? Are you getting better?
Yeah, I mean, the young kids are improving. Ella definitely played really, really well at Wyoming. Ellie starting, figured it out, played really well at Wyoming, and then was tired by the time we get to CSU. And again, that learning curve for a freshman setter of, wow, this is really exhausting. Yeah, okay, cool. So Abby's there, does well. We're competitive in the second set. Third set gets a little away from us. CSU's a good team, and Wyoming CSU back-to-back is rough. Like, they're both physical, they're both good, they're both well-trained. And so, yeah, that's the weekend.
And people were talking about CSU being down. Now you look at the standings and they're at the top of the Mountain West. I want to ask you, though, because it seems to me, correct me if I'm wrong, that you have more talent maybe than you've had in your tenure as head coach here, and which is a blessing and a curse, because it's a blessing because you can always call on another person, but it's a curse in that how do you define who gets the playing time, who gets the sets, who gets to be on the court?
Yeah, I think it's a blessing because it makes us better every day in practice. It's the curse of who's going to play well each night, but I'm not sure that's a bad thing. That can be interpreted two different ways. Versus, hey, you only have 6 kids to play, which we've had in the past before. Where our best setters were just the 2 that we had, and at one point when Sarah broke her ankle, we had 1. So that I'm not sure that's a great situation either. I'm definitely happy with this one.
Do you tell them, does your team know what it takes to be one of the people on the court?
Yeah.
I mean, that's a hard question, and I'm just saying, do you stress, do they know what it takes to be counted on in those situations?
Well, I mean, here's the question. There's on the court, there's playing well, and there's winning in the Mountain West, right? And so those steps are, incrementally tougher. I'd argue maybe they're not even like, it might be like this, in terms of like distance. I think that growth process is there. How much effort does it take every day in practice to be prepared to win in the Mountain West, let alone at home or on the road? You know what I mean? It's a whole nother, animal on the road. So we'll find out what we're learning, what lessons we're going to take with us. And yes, we have some really, really physical, really talented kids. Some of them are missing. We've had 4 now season-ending injuries, which is hard to say apparently. And at that point, we're a little thin. But again, we started with 21, so that's a nice place to be.
Yes, definitely. Okay, so you get your first split weekend this weekend. You play Nevada at home and then go on the road, San Diego State. Kind of an odd situation. You haven't done that yet this year. Does that change anything at all?
San Jose State.
Yes. Sorry.
Yeah, no, that's all right. Does it change anything? Yeah, I mean, it's just a weird out and back, but we're home on Thursday, and it'll be a good crowd. I think it'll be pretty fun, and a good chance to play well again. And so let's see what our team can bring, and how excited we can be about the back half, where we get some of these teams at home, and then we get to go to Utah. And this is the experience of the Mountain West that we didn't get last year. The home and homes kind of ruined some of that. So I would love to see what we can do.
Yeah, definitely. The final question I have for you is, how do you keep a team motivated? This is the part of coaching that kind of might be the toughest thing, is when your season isn't going as well as maybe you thought it would be. There's a lot of season left. How do you keep them motivated?
Yeah, I think it's about growth, and it's about who you are and what legacy you're going to leave if you're a senior. It's about your transition into the Air Force. It's about anything you want to make it about. And so at that point, it's all internal. It's not extrinsic, it's intrinsic. And so I would like to think that the kids that we've recruited to the academy are more intrinsically motivated.
Perfect. Keith Barnett, thanks. Good luck this weekend.
Thanks.